What's up, everybody? This is Clothgar, and in today's video, we're going to be showing my highlights from my Tempest Cup tournament and some tips and tricks I used to win. Now, if you'll notice, I went a little off meta with my Lanturn. Everybody wants to run Water Gun for, certain coverages. I wanted to run Charge Beam so that I win the water versus water matchups, specifically this right here, the Lanturn versus Lanturn matchup. Lanturn Charge Beam versus Lanturn Water Gun, Charge Beam wins. Block here because I like my Lanturn. Get another Thunderbolt off. Of course, she blocks that one. Let's go ahead and pull a switch to Steelix. Steelix resists the Thunderbolt, but the Water Gun, oh, and she brings in Altaria. Not the best match swap for her. Not sure why she did that, but doesn't hurt my Pokemon much. Dazzling Gleam. It was a worthy attempt for somebody who doesn't quite understand that Steel is super effective against Fairy. She comes back in with her Lanturn. And this Thunderbolt, look at that. Doesn't even faint Steelix. Hit it with the Earthquake. Knock that out. Could have done it with the Crunch, but I went with the Earthquake for a little bit of flair. And that'll do it for the first match. Second match, once again, Froyline. We're going to lead with the Abomasnow. Very aggressive move, but she did have 3 water Pokemon on her team. When they have 3 water Pokemon, it's probably safe that you can lead with an Abomasnow. If not, you have to bring the Abomasnow, especially if it's a Quagsire. Getting this Sky attack off, I get taken out first. We go into our own Skarmory. No point in blocking this right here. Save some energy, wait for the next Pokemon. And it's a Plusle. Or Minun, excuse me. See, we built up that extra energy and now we get 2 charge moves off. Back to back almost. That discharge would have hurt a lot. Had to block that if I wanted to keep my Skarmory. I use both shields here, but I liked my Skarmory in this match right now. Because now we're down to the last Cloyster, which she can take out. And then I'll just come in with the Abomasnow and finish it out. Looking pretty good right now. She'll get this off, get that Avalanche, and one swipe. And that was GG's with Froyline. Thank you for the matches. And we move on. SCgirl. Now I want to give a shout out to SCgirl, because after reviewing the footage, this is the only opponent that I went 3 rounds with. For whatever reason. She is a fierce competitor. She makes her swap. I make mine. Bring in that Lanturn. Bring in the Abomasnow. Take that Lanturn out really quick. In my experience, I've usually seen Lanturn can get 1 charge move off against an Abomasnow before it'll faint. She blocks the Outrage. Not really necessary considering Steelix tanks the Outrage. Come back in with my Lanturn, get that Thunderbolt off, and go ahead and take out that Skarmory. Now, her team matchup, and I apologize, I didn't screenshot anybody's team, so I can't show you what they had, but she had me worried because she has a Charizard and a Quagsire. And if you look at my team composition, those 2 are a little bit scary for me. Like, especially the Quagsire. I haven't practiced much against people with a Quagsire, so I haven't experienced the sweeping effect that it can bring, but I'm going to get this Crunch off, take out that Altaria, and we win the first round. Moving on to the second round. I begin with my Steelix. She begins with Lanturn. Not the worst matchup. I resist his charge moves, but look at that water gun just doing damage. Now, I didn't try for any shield baiting. I probably should have. You know, I overcharged. I could have hit the crunch. I was expecting a Thunderbolt, and she hit me with a Hydro Pump. That was a mistake on my part. But my Lanturn wins the Lanturn matchup. And at this point, I know I'm behind, so I have to burn a shield. Got a little greedy there. Didn't want to get another Thunderbolt off, so charged a little extra energy. Bring in the Altaria. Wisely, she blocks. We're going to let the... Well, didn't feint the Lanturn. We can get one more Thunderbolt off. Lanturn is so beast for this cup. He is a tank. And I should have blocked this right here. Should have blocked that. That was... I was expecting Sky Attack. It obviously was not Sky Attack. And I went for the Dragon Pulse just for the stab bonus. Just whatever I could do. Moving into the third match, I lead with Altaria. She leads with a Lanturn. Not the worst match for me because she has Water Gun. Had she had Charge Beam, I would have been a little more scared. But because she has Water Gun, I don't like switching first. I'll let the first Pokemon go down sometimes just so I don't have to switch and lose that advantage. Burn one shield on the Altaria. And look at that. The Lanturn is gone. Now we have another matchup with Altaria. Get this Sky Attack off. Maybe she'll block. She does. Thinking Dragon Pulse. Now we're even on shields. Dragon Pulse doesn't hit Lapras very hard. She brings in the Skarmory. I immediately switch to the Steelix. Steelix walls both Altaria and Skarmory, but Lapras can take out Altaria quicker. Sometimes that's a big deal. For this, we're just going to have to play the game, get the crunches off, and wait for that Altaria to come back. I told her after the match, she keeps hitting me with these flash cannons, which isn't doing a lot. I think if she was using Sky Attack over the flash cannon, she would be getting more charge moves off for one. And just possibly just more damage. Like, she could have possibly even gotten it out. But great match, SCgirl. Always great matches with her. This one is actually battle 2 of the third round. Unfortunately, I did not record the first match. I did win, however. He has 3 water Pokemon on his team. So I figured leading with a Lanturn would help me out. He didn't block that Thunderbolt and it caught him by surprise. I don't know what he was expecting, but it caught him by surprise. And then he comes out the Lanturn. Now, if you notice, I was expecting for my Lanturn to go down, but he's got Powder Snow going. So with that, once I realized that, I used the shield because now I'm in a lot better position against this Abomasnow because of the fact that he's running Powder Snow. If you're going to run an Abomasnow against these water Pokemon, you need to have it with Razor Leaf. There's no other way of putting that. Had a little bit of lag here. Not enough to start the match over. I asked him, do you want to stop, pause? But we're right back in it. And, he told me, he's like, I've pretty much lost. I just want to end the match at this point. And I was like, okay. I'm not going to argue with that. Use my last shield here. I like my Steelix in this matchup. And not just that, but I have an Abomasnow in the back. and Skarmory would tear my Abomasnow up. So, you know, we save him. That was a great game, Oldbaldone, and now we're against Yetifrog in the final matchup. I didn't realize this was the finals until after. He happens to have the exact same team as me. Now, it's a very interesting match. I predicted he'd lead with the Abomasnow when I was picking teams. And I was like, you know what, we're just going to go with it. And he does lead with Abomasnow, which right there tells me this is an aggressive player. I've only got 2 water Pokemon on my team. Yeah, Steelix can take some damage from it too, but you know, it's a very aggressive move. And you'll see how that plays out when it comes to match 2. And as you can see, he swaps out and he brings in his Abomasnow, but I get 1 more charge move off, doing good little chunk of damage. And out comes the Altaria. Now if you notice, I've got 1 and he's got 3. Now 2. In comes the Lanturn, gone. And in comes his Altaria. Immediately play that patience game, see what Pokemon comes out, and then get off the correct move that you want to do, because that Dragon Pulse just annihilated. Had he had another shield, it would have went a little bit different, but I did have the energy advantage. So either way, I think the outcome would have been the same. Second match, I lead with the Altaria. He leads with Skarmory. It's like, okay, not a bad matchup. He decides to swap. I get this little glitch. I did not want to use that move, but since you're going to pull a switch, I will pull a switch. If your opponent pulls a switch, you should be doing the exact same thing. You should have a counter for whatever it is that they're swapping. This is the whole rock, paper, scissors that the Pokemon Cups are doing. And as you can see, that Charge Beam is doing way more damage to that Lapras than Water Gun would have done. My Lapras wins the water matchups. He brings out his own Lanturn with Water Gun. I have Charge Beam. Get another, look at that. I've already got him down to half. We're going to block it because I know I can get another charge move off. And there we are. Lanturn, with as bulky as it is, just took out another Pokemon. Lanturn, I think, should be a great addition to anybody's team. And now we're in a great position. He's down to a Skarmory, and Steelix walls Skarmory. So now we're in a great position. We just got to finish the match. And these are some of the tips and tricks that I used. He swapped his Pokemon around, and we talked about it afterwards. And I told him, I was like, he's like, I didn't know you were going to use the exact same Pokemon. And I told him, I was like, they were the best of our 6. Why wouldn't I use them? And he said, that's a good point. And it's a whole psychology game. Because of how aggressive a player he was, it hurt him. But that'll do it for this match. See y'all in the next one. Thank you. Bye. Thank you everyone for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to browse my channel for more Pokemon Go videos.